Hello everyone, in this video we'll talk about division with decimal number part 2. As we see in the divisor there is no point, so we start doing the division normally. Here we notice that the whole number part, this means the number after the point on the left, is smaller than the divisor. For this reason we must put 0 point in the quotient. And this rule, that is when which is the whole number part is smaller than the divisor, we directly put 0 in the quotient. Now we multiply and put the answer here. Here we do subtraction to get the answer 2. Because the 2 is smaller than 5, so we must put this 3 here to get 23. But there is a small note, which is that as we see there is a point here next to the 3. This means that the quotient must be a decimal number. If there is no point in the quotient, we must put a point. But as we see, there is a point in the quotient. Now to complete, 23 is here between 20 and 25. We must take the smaller one, that is 5 times 4 equal 20, and put this 4 here and directly multiply it by 5 to get 20. Now we do a subtraction, so we get 3 because 3 is smaller than 5. We must put this 1 here. So we have 31, which is greater than 5. We find that 31 is here between 30 and 35. So we take the smaller one, that 5 times 6 equals 30, and we put this 6 here and immediately multiply it by 5 to get 30. Now we do a subtraction to get 1. Because 1 is less than 5, also there is nothing here. So we can now put 0 to complete the process. So we get 10. We notice that it is here 5 times 2 equals 10. So we put this 2 here and multiply it by 5 to get 10. Here we do subtraction. 10 minus 10 equals 0, and the process ends. Now we move here because there is a point in the divisor, meaning that the divisor is decimal number. So the first step is to remove the point by multiply. Because after the point on the right there is one number, one digit, so we must multiply by 10 to get rid of the point in the divisor. So we have 11.4 divided by 25. We also notice that the divisor is now without a point. Now we start with the division process. Because the number after the point on the left is smaller than the divisor, so we must put 0 here in the quotient, 0 point. Now we multiply 0 by 25, so we get 0. We do a subtraction, so we get 11. Because 11 is smaller than 25, so we put this 4 here, so we have 114. We find that 114 is here between 100 and 125. So we take the smaller one, which is 25 times 4 equal 100, and we put this 4 here and immediately multiply the 4 by the divisor to get 100, and immediately we do a subtraction to get 14. Because 14 is smaller than 25 and there is nothing here, in this case we can put 0 here to complete the process. So we have 140 larger than the divisor. We find that 140 is here between 125 and 150. So we take the smaller one, 25 times 5 equal 125, and put this 5 here and immediately multiply it by 25 to get 125. Now we do a subtraction to get 15. Because 15 is smaller than the divisor, so we can put 0 here. So we have 150. We find that 150 here is 25 times 6 equal 150, and put the 6 here and immediately multiply it by 25 to get 150 and do subtraction. 150 minus 150 equal 0. The process ends here. Now we move here. As we see in the divisor there is a point, So we must first remove the point from the divisor using multiplication. So the divisor becomes without a point. Now we can start, as we see that 4 is greater than 2, so we can take 4. We notice that 4 is here, 2 times 2 equals 4, and we put this 2 here and immediately multiply it by divisor to get 4. Now we do a subtraction, so we get 0. Because 0 is less than 2, so we put this 5 here. But as we see that there is a point here, this means that the quotient must become a decimal number. Because there is no point in the quotient, so we put this point. Now we continue, we find that 5 is here between 4 and 6, so we take the smaller, 2 times 2 equals 4, and put this 2 here and immediately multiply it by 2 to get 4, and we do a subtraction. 5 minus 4 equals 1, because 1 is less than 2 and there is nothing here, so in this case we can put 0 here. To get 10, we find that the 10 is here, 2 times 5 equals 10, so we put this 5 here and immediately multiply it by 2, so we get 10, and we do a subtraction to get 0, and the process ends here.